When I first saw the story, I said, we really need to do something on this because, as I said a few minutes ago, we both love music.
Hugely.
So when you read something that says it's an evening basically dedicated to your brain on music, I thought we need to know more. Robert Zatorre is on the line. Robert, thanks for being here.
Hi, Aaron.
Tell us a little bit about what this evening is going to it's an evening, I guess, what it's going to look like, what's going to happen, and who would benefit from this?
Yeah, so it's an evening that has been set up, for the general public, and the idea is to have a bit of music and a bit of science. And so we're very excited because we've got 4 musicians from the Orchestre Symphonique de Montréal. They're going to be playing some string quartets. And then my colleague Simone Dellabella from University of Montreal and I will each talk a little bit about the science, the neuroscience behind music, and how our brains respond to different aspects of music, everything from rhythm and beat to the emotions and the pleasure that we get from music, and even the ability that we have to imagine music.
Mm. This is not going to surprise you that I am not a neuroscientist. Yet, I think immediately when I imagine what our brains are doing when we're listening to music, it must be pretty wild. I imagine it's like igniting all different parts and that we're reacting hugely because music elicits such a huge response emotionally, set like in every possible way, I would think. So, I mean, you tell me, does our brain just light up when we're listening to music?
Yeah, exactly. So that's actually the reason we study music is because it teaches us about essentially all the different circuits in the brain. And at the same time, that's what makes it challenging because there are so many different factors involved. And so what we try to do is understand how the different networks of the brain are involved in different aspects. So, the part of the brain that handles, let's say, the way that you move when you hear music that has a really, strong sort of groove beat, that part of the brain is really rather distinct from the one that figures out the harmonies, or the part of the brain that has to do with controlling your muscles to play a musical instrument. And so what's really cool about it from our perspective is that it does involve really the entire brain, and therefore teaches us quite a bit about how the brain is able to do this amazing thing that we call music.
So I would wonder, they say some music makes people happy. Some people say it might be classical music or it makes you sad. Can can you measure this? Like what kind of music evokes what kind of emotion?
Yeah, we can definitely measure it. We do it all the time in our labs. But it is not the case that there is a specific type of music that elicits a specific kind of emotion. It really does depend quite a lot on each individual because music is very culturally determined. So, depending on the culture you grew up in, the kind of music that you were exposed to as a kid and especially as an adolescent, the kind of friends that you have and how you share music with them, all those things really, really influence music a great deal. So yes, we can measure it. We can put people in a brain scanner and look at the brain activity, and that's actually my specialty. That's what I'll talk about. And we can also measure things like physiological responses, so heartbeat and respiration, and what we call skin conductance, which is an index of how much the music arouses you. And then we try to basically form links between how you experience the music and the different factors that go into that appreciation. And in the event on the 16th, we will really try to take advantage of the fact that we have some exceptional musicians on the podium with us, and so they'll play music, and then we'll talk to them and have a bit of an exchange about, well, how does the music make you feel, and
okay.
What are the features of music that you find important, and how is that reflected in our scientific understanding?
I remember reading somewhere once that just the act of listening to music or singing along with music or playing music, it's one of the most complex things that human beings do, because it's using so many of our different skills, like the rhythm, like you talked about, the way it makes our body move, the lyrics. So what can we learn from this? Like, can this be used to like further research in terms of how the brain can stimulate things?
Sure, exactly. So that's exactly it. The fact that it is so complicated makes it challenging to study, but at the same time is very enriching, precisely for that reason. And there are many ways in which the knowledge that we're generating by studying music scientifically can then be applied. Just to give you a few examples, I have some colleagues that are working on music as a way to help with pain management. So, patients that have chronic pain, music can serve to reduce the pain. I have other colleagues that are interested in different kinds of disorders like depression or mood disorders, and again, music can be used to enhance mood. Everyone knows this intuitively, right?
Sure.
I mean, when you're sad, you put on happy music, but we can go well beyond that by actually trying to come up with specific techniques for specific types of disorders. And with rhythm, we mentioned that rhythm makes you move. So I have colleagues that are working on people with motor disorders like strokes or Parkinson's, and then try to use the rhythmic aspect of music to enhance the ability of people to rehabilitate their motor system. Actually, my colleague Simone will speak about that at the event.
We're going to run out of time. Will the audience, whoever shows up at this,
Can
is
we
there
all
a
go?
Q&A session involved in this as well?
Yes,
Or
yes, absolutely. We want it to
Okay.
be very interactive, and so there will definitely
That's
be
great.
And who can go? Can anybody go?
Q&A section. It's open to the general public. It will be in French, but we will certainly be able to answer questions or have conversations
Okay.
with the audience in either language.
In the event I can't make it, can you try to find out, Doctor, why it is that I can remember the lyrics to a song that I haven't heard in 30 years and remember them exactly as they were? I'm not sure how that works.
Good question.
Don't know. Maybe that comes up. Listen, we want to thank you for your time. Very much
So
appreciate it.
interesting.
You're welcome.
October 16th, and if you want to find out more information, it is at the Montreal Neurological Institute. Going to be an interesting evening.